I've known Rachel about 2-3 years now, and I don't know of anybody that works any harder. I was amazed at just how committed she was when she first started running for Board of Ed and for the council. The amount of doors she knocked on, the enthusiasm, the support, I was blown away. Because she worked so hard, I didn't have to do any doors. So that's the reason why I'm here right now, and I thank you for that. I stand here because I truly believe Rachel is the best choice for the 138th district. Her commitment to the community, her commitment to her neighbors, really puts her above and beyond what we have in place right now. And I think the biggest thing for me is that she's not going to put our kids on a toxic waste dump with a new school, like somebody else has stated in the paper. And I think that's an important thing.
It's a very, very special night for all of us. It's an opportunity for us to take that seat back in the 138th district that we need to have back. As Republicans, we see what's happening out there. We need a good, solid candidate that can win this election and bring home what we need here in Danbury and the state of Connecticut.
Many of you know me, but for those of you who don't, I'm Rachael Chaleski, and I am proud and excited to be standing here before you as a candidate for a state representative of the 138th.
All right.
I'm joined this evening by my husband Carl and my 2 kids, Ben and Allie, my sister Jen, our good friend DJ and his kids, so I just want to thank them too for being here. They are my support. My husband Carl and I chose Danbury as the place where we wanted to settle down, raise a family, and find our niche in the world. It's affordability, opportunity, diversity, and all the conveniences of a large city, but with the feeling of a tight-knit community are all the things that drew us here and kept us here. Before my second child was born, I left a budding career in corporate finance to focus on my young family. With a flexible schedule, I have enjoyed donating my time giving back to the community that has done so much for us. I became deeply involved in the school system and the greater community, donating my time and advocating for our town from local policy to state funding. This past year, I was elected a second term on the Danbury Board of Education, and it has been a great honor and privilege to serve our community in this capacity. I previously served as vice chair and secretary of the board, and this year I have the distinct honor of serving as board chair. It was during my first term I was appointed by former Mayor Mark Boughton to the city's task force to initiate the Danbury Career Academy, and I'm a founding member of the Danbury Charter School Initiative. And through this involvement, I learned that Danbury has not received its fair share of education funding for years. The current message from our state delegation is that they are more concerned for the other overfunded towns that might receive a funding cut, rather than be concerned for our city receiving their fair share and the city that they represent. Our current Democrat delegation also denies our kids access to a public state charter school. While Danbury pays into the charter school program, we are the only large city in the state without one. Anyone who says the numbers don't add up really needs to check their math, as a charter would only increase the net education funding coming to Danbury. In response to our school overcrowding issue, our current representation can only offer feeling sorry and suggests placing a school on a brownfield. A contaminated waste site is not the solution. And I'm so appreciative of our mayor and the entire city council for their effort in forging the way to find the best options for our kids. It's time to take a more fiscally responsible approach, not only for education, but for our overall state budget. Over the 20+ years that my family and I have lived here, we've appreciated Danbury's low tax rates, but we've watched as our state taxes progressively increased. And while we're already one of the highest tax states in the country, our current representation has supported things like the bag tax, the grocery food tax, digital taxes, motor vehicle trade-in taxes, the bottle deposit increase, just in recent past. It's time to stop the state's incessant tax and spend cycle that is clearly hurting our residents and businesses. We should take the same smart money management of our city and apply it to the state level. Our state should be laser focused on the overall economic health of our state so that when our future generations are grown, they will choose to stay here and find their niche in the world. And for all the reasons that we know and love Danbury, they might stay here. As you all know, public safety has also contributed to Danbury's success story. I would not support legislation that would place any further risk to the public. If the job of the legislature is to enact law, the law should not compromise those whose job it is to enforce it. I can no longer sit by and accept the excuses for inaction and misrepresentation. As your state representative, I will be present in our community in order to make decisions that align with our values. I have the work ethic, courage, and fortitude to stand up for what is right and stand against special interests. And I'm not afraid to reach across the aisle to get things done. It's time for a change. It's time for true representation of the 138th. I'm ready to take this next step to serve our community, but I can't do it alone, and I need your help. So if you could consider filling out one of the cards, the Getting Involved cards that are placed at your tables, that would be of great help to me in our campaign, and we can work together to bring back the 138th. We can bring it back to responsible leadership and help to restore common sense in Hartford. Now is the time, and I am the right candidate to do so. I ask for your support now and your vote in November to win. Thank you.
All right.